express yourself, profess your faith, go out and vote and voice your opinion, and it also means that you can speak up for yourself and also your community.
Can you tell me what freedom of speech is, like a definition in your opinion?
Freedom of speech is the freedom of someone being able to speak out in public anything they want and not being able to be stopped.
Okay.
To me, freedom of speech is, going back historically, freedom of speech is like you can't be charged with death by hanging of treason, or you can't be charged with treason if you say something about like the president.
What about you, Izzy?
I think freedom of speech is where you can, like Steven said, say pretty much anything and not get in trouble for it.
Okay. Do you guys have any examples of freedom of speech that you have personally seen? It can be in school or outside of school.
So there's this Harvest Festival thing that was held in 2015. It was like surrounding like not gospel, but like Christian stuff. And this guy outside of there, it was outside the AT&T Stadium. He was like saying stuff from the Bible, but like his version of the Bible and stuff. And like other people were like, "Hey, you need to stop." And then the guy was like, "Well, I have freedom of speech in America. We're in America." And so, yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Steven?
I think like the people can go out and like protest, have freedom of speech. I'm talking about gun laws, because like they can't be said to stop saying those things because that's what they believe, that they should put stricter gun laws.
What about you, Izzy?
I think it's kind of, one way that I saw it was where it was kind of like what happened with Amaria. It was the same thing, but I was in San Antonio and it was outside Alamo, and this guy was just reading verses from the Bible, and a guy came up to him and was like, "You gotta stop, my kid is here." And the guy said that he wouldn't stop, and he was giving all these reasons why, and one of the reasons was because he had freedom of speech.
Gotcha. Well, did you know as a student you are allowed to say or basically believe whatever you want because of the First Amendment, as long as it doesn't disrupt anything in schools? Did you know that?
I knew that to a point, because like you just can't go like call your teacher words. You just can't be like you and then so yeah, you just can't beat people off.
Do you feel like, okay, so then going off of that, do you feel like teachers encourage you to have your own opinions and beliefs about stuff?
No.
No?
Maybe like yes. Okay. Not when you're like not like you're saying I believe that didn't happen.
Good morning, guys. My name is Wilbert Cruz, and today we're about to interview my co-worker Chelsea Buchan. Come here, follow me. All right, guys. Chelsea, say hi to the camera.
Hi guys, how y'all doing?
Okay, Chelsea. So today we're going to talk about freedom of speech. Tell me about an instinct, about a time in your life where freedom of speech has been an issue for you, or where you haven't been able to use your freedom of speech.
Well, I'm pretty much somebody that speaks my mind at all times. I'm very, very strong in my, the freedom of speech amendment.
First Amendment.
The First Amendment, freedom of speech. And so I really can't think about a time where I had my freedom of speech restricted. I can think about some times when it should have been restricted and I shouldn't have had said something that I did say.
Tell me more.
Well, I kind of have a bad attitude sometimes, and people be trying me.
Okay.
So a lot of the times I say things that are on my mind. In situations of conflict and in situations of annoyance, and my freedom of speech really just prosper at those times.
Okay. Now, Chelsea, tell me, do you think freedom of speech should be restricted in classrooms?
In classrooms?
Like high school.
In high school classrooms. Okay. I don't think that freedom of speech should be restricted in classrooms.
Okay.
I feel like there should be a general level of respect in classrooms to just respect people's opinions and respect people's freedom of speech. But I feel like people should always be able to say what they think. But when it gets to a point of like disrespect, then there should be like somebody of higher power or a moderator or somebody like that that can, you know, kind of regulate that freedom of speech.
Awesome. You hear that, guys? Respect. Big one. Well, thank you so much, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
You're
me.
the best.
Thank
I love
you.
the interview.
Bye-bye. Hello, guys. We are live from the University of North Texas. Today, I'm going to talk to you about freedom of speech. I'm going to interview my beautiful coworker, Eva Garza. Eva, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm well. Thanks for having me. So, Eva, please tell me about a time where you have felt that your freedom of speech has been restricted.
Well, I'm not one to speak a lot about what I believe in and stuff like that, but I do tend to do say a little bit, you know, like try to be respectful about my answers and what I believe in, but I tend to just keep everything because I feel like sometimes I'm not one to actually say stuff just because of my background and who I am, because I am a Latina, I am Hispanic. I feel like I don't necessarily have power to do that.
Okay. Do you think freedom of speech should be restricted in classrooms?
I don't think it should be restricted in classrooms. I think it's a good way where students get to figure out who they are, figure out what other people's opinions are. So it's a really good way where students just get to speak about themselves and feel like they're safe rather than speaking it with strangers.
So just with a matter of respect, I guess.
Of course, yeah, you have to respect each other, and that's a good way to learn how to communicate whenever you do speak with strangers about it.
And do you think in college settings or like even high school settings they should teach us a little bit more about respect and freedom of speech?
Of course, yeah, because there's some students or people that don't necessarily know how to speak to other people about their freedom of speech. They just want to blur out everything and use ugly language when it's easier to just be respectful and just communicate with each other. And I feel like if we learn how to do that in high school, it's an easier way for us to do it in the future.
All right, well, thank you so much, Eva Garza. It was a pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye.